There was once a mountain so tall that its summit disappeared above the clouds. The people who lived beneath it called the mountain Gorinzan. Some said it was the home of ancient warriors. Others believed forgotten gods slept beneath its stone. Travelers claimed that strange lights could sometimes be seen moving near the summit at night, as though lanterns were climbing where no human feet could reach. But the elders of the valley told a different story. They said Gorinzan was not merely a mountain, it was a mirror. Anyone who climbed it would eventually meet the person they truly were. For that reason, many dreamed of reaching the top. Very few began. Fewer continued. Almost none returned unchanged. At the base of the mountain stood the village of Hoshimura, a quiet place surrounded by rice fields, cedar forests, and streams cold enough to numb a man's hands in seconds. Its people lived simple lives. They planted in spring, worked through summer, harvested in autumn, and endured the winter winds together. Among them lived a young man named Shidō Yamato. Yamato was 28 years old, strong enough to work and young enough to believe strength should have already brought him somewhere important. He wanted to become a warrior, not an ordinary soldier who followed another man's commands, but the kind of warrior whose name survived generations. He imagined himself standing beneath banners, speaking to armies, carrying a blade forged by a legendary master. Yet most mornings Yamato could barely rise before the sun. He slept late, abandoned tasks halfway through, and spent more time imagining the man he wanted to become than practicing the habits required to become him. He was not lazy in the way people usually describe laziness. He worked when pressure became unavoidable. He could push himself harder than most men for one day, sometimes even two, but he could not remain steady. One week, he would train until his muscles burned. The next week, he would stop completely. 1 month, he would save every coin. The next, he would spend carelessly. He would promise his family that he was changing, then fall back into the same habits. He would speak of discipline, purpose, honor, business, leadership, and legacy. But his room remained disorganized. His unfinished plans gathered dust, and the mountain watched him from beyond the village. Every morning, Gorinzan cast a long shadow across Hoshimura. Yamato often looked toward it and felt something twisting inside his chest. It was not fear, it was shame. The mountain seemed to know that he had not yet become the man he constantly described. One evening, after another day of wasted time, Yamato sat outside his family's home sharpening an old practice sword. His younger brother Ren watched him from the doorway. "Are you going to climb the mountain?" Ren asked. Yamato continued dragging the stone along the blade. "One day. You always say that." Yamato stopped. Ren did not mean to insult him. Children simply had a dangerous way of speaking truths adults had learned to hide. "I will climb it," Yamato said. "When?" "When I'm ready." Ren stepped into the yard. "How will you know?" Yamato looked toward Gorinzan. The final light of sunset rested across its cliffs. "I'll know." Ren nodded, though his expression made it clear he did not understand. Neither did Yamato. That night a storm moved through the valley. Rain struck the rooftops like thrown gravel. Wind bent the trees. Thunder rolled between the mountains. Yamato lay awake listening to the wooden walls creak. He thought about all the promises he had made. He thought about his parents growing older. He thought about how often he had told himself that his true life had not started yet. When he had more money, then he would become disciplined. When he found the right career, then he would wake early. When he gained confidence, then he would speak boldly. When he felt inspired, then he would create. When he felt healed, then he would love properly. His entire future had become a kingdom built on the word when. The storm continued. Near midnight, someone knocked at the door. 3 slow knocks. Yamato sat up. His family remained asleep. Again came the knocking. He grabbed the practice sword and approached the entrance. When he opened the door, an old man stood beneath the rain. He wore a dark robe, worn sandals, and a wide straw hat. A wooden staff rested in one hand. Water ran from the edge of the hat, but the man seemed entirely unbothered by the storm. "Shidō Yamato?" he asked. Yamato tightened his grip on the sword. "Who wants to know?" The old man looked at the weapon. "If you intend to threaten me, you should sharpen the other side." Yamato glanced down. In his haste, he had raised the wooden back of the blade toward the visitor. The old man smiled. Yamato lowered it. What do you want? To see whether the stories are true. What stories? That a great warrior lives in this house. Yamato looked behind him, wondering whether the man meant his father. The old man laughed softly. Do not look behind you. I came for the warrior who talks about climbing Gorinzan. Yamato's face warmed. Who told you? Everyone. That is impossible. In a small village, nothing is impossible except privacy. Lightning split the sky. Yamato studied the stranger more carefully. Who are you? My name is Bugen. The name felt familiar. Yamato had heard it in old stories. Bugen Rōshi, the wandering teacher. Some claimed he had once advised generals. Others said he had lived alone in the mountains for 30 years. A few insisted he was only a myth used to frighten arrogant students. You're Bugen Rōshi? Some call me that. What do you call yourself? Tired. The old man looked past Yamato into the house. And wet. Yamato stepped aside. Bugen entered. They sat near the cold hearth while Yamato prepared tea. He felt embarrassed by the clutter around him. Unfolded clothing, scattered papers, training tools left in corners, 3 unfinished books stacked beside the wall. Bugen noticed everything. He said nothing. That silence made Yamato more uncomfortable than criticism would have. When the tea was ready, Yamato placed a cup before him. Bugen lifted it, smelled the steam, then looked toward the mountain through the rain-covered window. You wish to climb Gorinzan? I do. Why? To become stronger. Why? So I can become a warrior. Why? So I can protect my family. Why? Yamato frowned. So they can live well. Why? Because I love them. Bugen sipped the tea. Then why do they have to wait for you to climb a mountain before receiving your best? Yamato said nothing. The storm filled the room with its voice. Bugen placed the cup down. Young men often believe purpose is waiting somewhere far away. They dream of distant battles because nearby responsibilities feel too ordinary. I'm not afraid of responsibility. Your room disagrees. Yamato looked around. Anger rose inside him, quickly followed by embarrassment. You came here to judge me? No! Bugen pointed toward the mountain. I came because tomorrow you will begin climbing. Yamato stared at him. Tomorrow? At sunrise. I have not prepared. You have prepared for years. I don't have the right equipment. You own boots. I need food. You have rice. I need a better sword. You will not need a sword. What if there are animals? They are less dangerous than excuses. Yamato leaned back. You make it sound simple. It is simple. Climbing Gorinzan is not simple. Bugen nodded. The mountain is difficult. Beginning is simple. You confuse the two so you can avoid both. The words struck harder than Yamato expected. Bugen finished his tea and stood. Meet me at the eastern trail when the sun touches the first cedar. Wait. The old man stopped. What will I need to carry? Bugen looked around the room, then noticed a smooth gray stone near the hearth. It was no larger than both of Yamato's fists together. He picked it up and placed it on the table. This? Yamato stared at it. A stone? A stone. Why? You will understand. Bugen walked toward the door. Master, the old man looked back. What happens if I fail? Bugen smiled. You have already failed many times. Yamato lowered his eyes. Bugen continued. And yet you are still here. Failure did not kill you. It merely embarrassed you. You must stop treating embarrassment like death. Then he stepped into the storm and disappeared. Yamato barely slept. He packed food, water, rope, blankets, extra clothing, a knife, and several tools he imagined might be useful. He tied everything to a large wooden frame. Last, he placed the gray stone inside. Before dawn, he lifted the pack and nearly fell backward. mother entered the room holding a lamp. "Where are you going?" "To the mountain." She looked at the heavy pack. "For how long?" "I don't know." Her expression changed. For years she had heard him speak about leaving, training, building, becoming, and returning as a different man. She had learned not to build hope from his announcements. Still, she stepped forward and adjusted the strap across his shoulder, then returned safely. Yamato nodded. His mother looked into his eyes. "And return honestly." He wanted to promise that he would. Instead, he bowed. Outside, the storm had passed. The village roads were covered in shallow water, reflecting the early blue sky. A few lanterns still burned behind windows. Yamato walked east toward the trail. Each step made the pack shift painfully against his shoulders. Bugen waited beneath the first cedar tree. He held no supplies except his staff and a small cloth bag. "You packed for war," Bugen said. "I wanted to be prepared." "For what?" "Anything." That usually means a man is carrying many things he will never use. They began walking. The path climbed gradually through cedar woods. Morning mist floated between the trunks. Birds called from branches above. At first, Yamato moved quickly. He wanted to demonstrate strength. Bugen maintained an easy pace, and within an hour, Yamato's shoulders burned. Within 2, his breathing became loud. By the 3rd, sweat soaked the back of his robe. Bugen had not changed pace. Yamato eventually stopped. "I need to rest." The old man nodded. They sat beside a stream. Yamato removed the pack with relief. He opened it and began sorting through his belongings. Bugen picked up a metal cooking pot. "Why did you bring this?" "To cook." "You have dried rice cakes?" "I might need hot food." Bugen held up a second robe. "And this? It might get cold." "You are already wearing 2 layers." Yamato frowned. Bugen lifted a hammer. "And this?" "I thought we might need to repair something." "Are you a carpenter?" "No." "A blacksmith?" "No." "Then what exactly were you planning to repair?" Yamato took the hammer from him. "I wanted to be ready." Bugen nodded toward the supplies. "You are carrying fear disguised as preparation." Yamato did not answer. "Leave half." "What?" "Leave half your belongings here. They could be stolen. Then someone else will carry them." "I paid for these things." "And now you are paying again with your energy." Yamato looked through the pack. Everything seemed important when he imagined losing it. Bugen waited. Slowly, Yamato removed the pot, hammer, extra robe, 2 books, a coil of heavy rope, and several tools. He placed them beneath a rock ledge to protect them from rain. The pack felt lighter when he lifted it again. They continued. As the sun rose, the trail grew steeper. The woods gave way to exposed stone. Mountain winds pressed against them. Far below, Hoshimura became a cluster of tiny rooftops. Yamato looked back. For the first time, he saw his entire village at once. The house where he was born, the fields where his family worked, the river where he and Ren played as children. Everything seemed small. Not unimportant. Small in the way a seed looked small while carrying an entire tree inside it. "You are looking backward," Bugen said. "I've never seen the village from here." Most people do not understand home until distance gives it shape. They climbed higher. By midday, Yamato's legs trembled. The gray stone seemed to grow heavier with each step. He finally stopped beside a cliff. "Why am I carrying this?" Bugen continued a few more steps before turning. "You asked that already." "And you did not answer." "You were not ready to hear it." "I am ready now." "No, you are tired now. They are not the same." Yamato dropped the pack. "I'm carrying a useless rock up a mountain. I deserve to know why." Bugen walked back toward him. "You believe knowledge is something owed to you because you are uncomfortable. I'm doing what you asked. For half a day. I could have stayed home. Yes. I could leave now. Yes." Yamato clenched his jaw. Bugen sat on a nearby stone. "Why don't you?" The young man looked down the trail. He imagined returning before sunset. The villagers would see him. His brother would ask what happened. His mother would not criticize him, which would somehow hurt more. I don't want to quit. Why? Because I'm tired of quitting. Bugen nodded. That is your first honest answer. Yamato sat across from him. The wind moved between them. Bugen pointed at the pack. Take out the stone! Yamato removed it and placed it on the ground. What do you see? A rock. Look again. Yamato studied it. It was smooth, gray, and ordinary. I see a stone. Where did it come from? Near my fireplace. Who placed it there? I don't know. How long has it been in your home? Years, maybe longer. Bugen turned it over. A faded mark had been carved into the bottom. Yamato recognized it. It was the symbol his father used on farm tools. My father marked it. Bugen nodded. Ask him about it when you return. What does it mean? That stone once belonged to your grandfather. Yamato's expression changed. My grandfather climbed Gorinzan. He began. Did he reach the summit? No. Why not? He decided raising his family was the mountain he needed to climb. Yamato looked toward the village below. Bugen continued. He carried this stone for 7 days. When he returned, he placed it beside the hearth as a reminder. A reminder of what? That unfinished journeys can still teach completed lessons. Yamato lifted the stone. It no longer felt useless. It felt connected to something larger than him. Why did you want me to carry it? I did not. Yamato looked confused. I told you to bring it. You chose to carry it. That is the same thing. No, it is not. Bugen pointed toward the path ahead. You believe the stone is your task. It is not. Your task is deciding, step after step, whether it remains worth carrying. Yamato placed it back in the pack. They continued climbing. Near evening, they reached a narrow plateau where a small abandoned shrine leaned beneath the wind. Its roof had partially collapsed. Weeds grew through cracks in the floor. Bugen stopped. We sleep here. Yamato looked around. This is barely shelter. It is more shelter than the sky. They cleared debris from the shrine. Yamato gathered dry branches, while Bugen prepared a small fire. They ate rice cakes and drank water. Darkness spread across the mountain. From the plateau, the village lights below looked like stars resting on the earth. Yamato sat near the fire, rubbing his sore feet. How far did we climb? Far enough. That tells me nothing. It tells you exactly where you are. Yamato shook his head. You speak in riddles because you enjoy watching people struggle. No. People struggle because direct answers rarely change them. Bugen placed another branch in the fire. If I told you discipline means continuing when you are tired, would you become disciplined? No. If I told you unnecessary possessions create unnecessary burdens, would you have left your tools at home? Probably not. If I told you that a stone could become meaningful, would you have believed me? Yamato watched the fire. No. Then the mountain speaks better than I do. For a while, neither man talked. The wind pressed against the shrine walls. Eventually, Yamato asked, Were you always disciplined? Bugen laughed. No. You seem like you were born old. I was born loud, foolish, and certain. What changed you? Consequences. Yamato waited. Bugen's face grew quiet. When I was young, I wanted to become a famous swordsman. I believed greatness required leaving ordinary people behind. He watched the flames. The wind carried no kindness. It did not slow for the tired. It did not care who dreamed of greatness. It simply moved across the mountain, shaping everything that remained long enough to endure it. Yamato stood before the ancient stone gate, his breathing slow and uneven. Snow drifted between towering cliffs while clouds rolled beneath his feet. like an endless white ocean. He had climbed farther than he had ever imagined. His legs ached, his hands were raw, his shoulders still carried the weight of the stone, yet something inside him had begun to feel lighter. Not because the burden had changed, because he had. Bugen Rōshi stood several steps ahead, leaning on his weathered staff. He looked toward the summit. "It begins now." Yamato frowned. "What begins?" "The real climb." "I thought we've been climbing for days." The old master smiled. "You've been climbing the mountain." He looked directly into Yamato's eyes. "Now, the mountain climbs you." The trail narrowed until only one person could pass. To Yamato's left, an endless cliff disappeared into the clouds. To his right, walls of black stone rose toward the heavens. Every step demanded attention. One careless movement meant death. Yamato instinctively reached for the rock beside him. Bugen stopped. "What are you doing?" "Keeping my balance." "No." "I'm trying not to fall." The old master nodded. "There." He pointed toward Yamato's hand gripping the mountain. "You are holding the mountain because you fear falling." Yamato blinked. "What else should I do?" "Trust your feet." "My feet could slip." "So could your hands." The old master continued walking. "You cannot climb life by clinging to everything." Yamato slowly released the wall. His heartbeat quickened. Each step became deliberate. One foot, then another. His breathing slowed. He realized something strange. The mountain had never been trying to throw him off. It was his own fear that made every movement unstable. Hours passed. The clouds grew darker. Snow became heavier. Eventually, they reached an enormous cedar tree growing impossibly from solid stone. Its trunk was wider than an entire house. Its roots wrapped around the mountain like the hands of an ancient giant. Bugen stopped. "We rest." Yamato collapsed against the tree. His muscles screamed. "I don't think I can keep going." The old master sat beside him. "Good." Yamato looked confused. "Good. You finally stopped pretending." Silence. Only the wind spoke. Finally, Yamato whispered, "I've always been pretending." Bugen nodded. "I know. I pretended I was disciplined." "I know. I pretended I had everything figured out." "I know. I pretended confidence." "I know. I pretended I wasn't afraid." The old master looked toward the valley far below. "The mountain has no use for masks." Yamato stared at his hands, calloused, bleeding, dirty, real, not the hands of a legendary warrior, not the hands of a king, simply working hands. The kind his father had, the kind his grandfather carried, the kind his mother quietly held together every single day, for the first time in years. He smiled. They continued climbing. Near sunset, they reached a ruined shrine. Broken pillars surrounded a weathered statue with no face. An inscription remained carved beneath it. "Every generation thinks it is climbing alone." Yamato read it twice. "What does it mean?" Bugen touched the stone. "This shrine is over 600 years old." "So, 600 years ago, another young man stood exactly where you're standing." Yamato imagined him, a different face, different clothes, same questions, same fear, same hope. The realization humbled him. His struggle wasn't unique. His pain wasn't unique. His dreams weren't unique. Generation after generation, people had climbed, failed, learned, loved, cried, returned. The mountain remembered them all. That night, they built a small fire inside the ruined shrine. Snow drifted outside. Orange light danced across ancient walls. Bugen placed another log into the flames. "Tell me, what? What do you truly want?" Yamato answered immediately. "I want success." The old man shook his head. "No, I want financial freedom." "No, I want to become someone." "No." Frustration returned. "What do you mean, no?" "Those are goals." Bugen leaned forward. "I asked, what what your heart wants. Yamato stared into the fire. For a long time, nothing came. Then, quietly, I don't want my family to worry anymore. His voice cracked. I don't want people I love to wonder if I'll finally change. Another pause. I want to become someone they can depend on. The fire popped loudly. Bugen smiled. There. That is worth climbing for. The old master reached into his cloth bag. He removed something wrapped in faded fabric. Slowly he unfolded it. Inside rested a stone, smaller than Yamato's, smooth from years of carrying. My stone. Yamato looked surprised. You carried one too. For 40 years. 40. Bugen nodded. I carried it until I no longer needed the reminder. What reminder? The old master held the stone toward the fire. Every day, life asks us, what are you willing to carry? Not tomorrow, not next year, today. Some choose comfort, some choose pride, some choose excuses, some choose responsibility. The mountain remembers every choice. Yamato looked at his own stone. For the first time, it no longer felt heavy. It felt alive, as though every person before him had added something invisible to it. His grandfather, his father, now him, perhaps one day, someone else. The fire slowly burned lower. Outside, the storm disappeared. Stars emerged one by one above Gorinzan. Yamato stepped outside. The sky looked endless. He had never seen so many stars. It felt as though heaven itself had lowered toward the mountain. Behind him, Bugen quietly spoke. Do you know why stars shine? Yamato smiled. Because they're stars. The old master laughed. No, they shine because darkness gives them permission. Silence. Then, so do people.